Welcome to the Vegas Insider channel here on YouTube as we start up Week 10 in the NFL. Kevin Rogers and Holden Kushner with you. It's an AFC South battle between the Indianapolis Colts and the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee right now sits one game ahead of Indianapolis for first place in the AFC South. This is literally a two-horse race. Houston and Jacksonville way behind, so a very important game for these two. Phillip Rivers and the Colts coming off a loss to the Ravens this past week at home. The Titans bounced back as they held off the Bears at home. And now we look ahead to this Week 10 Thursday night battle. And Holden, your thoughts on the Colts and the Titans?
I'm just excited because this is a great game for a Thursday night. And normally we get AFC South teams and it's bad games, like in the old days. The old Jags, Titans games, the old bad Colts versus Jaguars, just basically everything Jaguars, right? Anyways, I like the under in this one. Under 49, it opened at 51 and a half. I get it. There's a few things working here. First of all, these are two really good defensive teams. Now, the Titans have had a problem getting off the field on third downs. That's fine, but they've just been terrific in takeaways. They take the ball away, and guess what Phillip Rivers does? He likes to give the ball away. Also, the Colts can't run the ball effectively. They're 31st in yards per carry. Now, normally when you look individually at a running back, you say, yards per carry doesn't matter as much. But when you look at it as a team, this is a group of guys that are just not getting the job done. But the defense for the Colts, first in first downs allowed, which is great. They're the best at that. They're first in interceptions with 11. And the Titans offense is slowing down. I know you're not on Tannehill this week. They're scoring 22.7 points per game over the last three. They got off to a great start. I just don't see that. I think they flirt with the 47, 46, 47 points, but I don't think they get over that 49, not in this divisional game, K-Raj.
The Colts and Titans last year, Holden, they split a pair of games. Indy won in Nashville early. The Titans with Tannehill, because Mariota started the first time around, with Tannehill, they won the second time. And that was a game that was tied late. There was a blocked field goal return for a score for Tennessee. The go-ahead touchdown, Tennessee scored again to make the margin look a little, bigger than it was. But when I look at Indianapolis, 7 of 8 games this season, they've outgained their opponents. The only game they were outgained was that wacky Cleveland game where you had those defensive and special teams touchdowns in the second half. And Tennessee didn't do much against a good Chicago defense last week. Also, Chicago's offense, we know, is bad, so they couldn't score on Tennessee either. And Tennessee already 4-1 at home. They still have a very good home field advantage. We know that. But when I look at the Colts here, this is a team that hasn't lost back-to-back games this season. Obviously very important from a divisional standpoint because Indianapolis already stubbed their toe against Jacksonville back in week 1, so they cannot afford to lose another road game in the division with Tennessee. So I'm going to take the Colts here, plus the points as a short underdog. And Indianapolis still one of those teams I feel like that's under the radar in the AFC, behind Kansas City, behind Pittsburgh. Baltimore picked up a big win last week, and Tennessee's trying to get into that group, at the top there. But I think the Colts are still kind of hanging around, and people are forgetting about them. So I'm going to take the points with Indianapolis holding against Tennessee.
You think that they're in that top tier mix, huh? I just think the fact that they have no explosive plays. I think they've got 2 plays of more than 40 yards this season. They can't run the ball. Phillip Rivers is just a disaster. I think their offense just holds them back from being in that next tier. And I think that's what's going to hold them back from getting this game to where it needs to be if you're hitting the over.
I think like second tier. They're right behind them. I was talking about more like Tennessee's a team. I think Indianapolis is under the radar, but Tennessee's a team trying to get into that top spot. They hung with Pittsburgh, and they beat Buffalo. We know Buffalo's also a team kind of hanging around. They had a good win against Seattle the other day. But both these teams kind of a proving ground for this game this week.
No doubt about it. And I think here's a big thing. The Indianapolis defense, 42 games under Matt Eberflus, their defensive coordinator, they allowed 1 100-yard rusher. And that was Derrick Henry in week 13 last year. I think we see a lot of Derrick Henry this week, especially early, and they can stay close within a touchdown or up a touchdown or even more than that this game's going to cruise under.
So to review our picks for this Week 10 opener on Thursday night in Nashville, Holden has the under. I'm taking the points with the Colts. So we're looking forward to this game between the Colts and the Titans. Don't forget to rate and subscribe, and you can like our videos as well. All of that stuff at our YouTube channel at Vegas Insider. Also, you can check out our contest picks for Week 10 as well as our Sunday night video, Ravens Patriots this week. And then Monday night, it's the Vikings and the Bears. We'll see who can throw more interceptions between Nick Foles and Kirk Cousins. So keep an eye on that one. For Holden Kushner, I'm Kevin Rogers. Thanks for watching, and best of luck with your bets.